back to the card and have a look at what's up next in the co-main event of the evening. But I think we might have really touched the nail on Ortega versus Lopez. You know, they are finally going to do their thing. Okay, so this fight here. So, women's flyweight division, we're looking at Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Now in the red corner, Grasso. Grasso is 16-3-1. She is the lady to do what no other lady's been able to do for quite some time and dethrone the queen herself, Shevchenko. And ever since, she's just been scrapping and fighting to get it back. So in the blue corner, 23-4-1. Blue is starting to look good on Shevchenko. She hasn't been wearing that corner color for long. Will she have to continue to do so going forwards? I don't know. But this is going to be the third time these girls have danced. The first time, of course, you remember that went incredible from Grasso. Great job. She got the win. And are you excited to see it, though, for the third time? Because the fact that it's not headlining the night kind of proves that not many people are.
Yeah, it's a great question because, like, we've seen so many sort of trilogies now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I think it's a great idea that they did Tough. Not that I watched it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it gave. To be fair, I think it favors Valentina more than it does Grasso, just because it gives Valentina more sort of time to sort of sharp. Not that she needs to sharpen any tools because she's very, very, very well rounded in herself anyway. But it just gave her that sort of break, and maybe gave, like, doing a Tough series. Maybe gave her sort of like. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Do you know when two tough coaches go at it?
Time to calibrate.
Yeah, and sort of maybe she not hatred, but maybe need to sort of like have a bit of anger towards her opponent instead of being so nice sometimes.
That's cool. I like that. It could have been a different perspective. I'm interested to find out if she's a favorite actually in this one as well.
Valentina was underdog in this one.
Underdog in this one.
Yeah, I'm putting my house on Valentina, mate. You can't not, mate.
Wow.
I'm putting that £5 of proxy MMA. I'm putting that $5 on Valentina Shevchenko now.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, dude, because it was fighting words from her earlier this week. She actually claimed that she beat Grasso in the rematch last year. What about you? Do you concur?
I'm yet to watch it again from obviously previously watching it.
Yeah.
It's like we always say sometimes when we watch a fight live, it's one, hard to judge, and two, sometimes because obviously we're watching it so early in the morning, you have to watch it again to sort of really sit there and really dial in and watch it. And sometimes your opinion can change. And I've seen it plenty of times before where I've watched the fight again. The one prime example could be the Peter Yan and Sean O'Malley one.
Right. Yeah. I needed to watch that again too.
Watching that there and then, I was like, wow, Peter Yan won that fight all day long. But then sometimes you just look at the bigger shots and the bigger moments in that round. And Sean O'Malley had the bigger moments.
He looked good. I agree, man.
Done more.
Yeah. Yeah, you have this kind of bias towards the fighter you've picked, and that's exactly what happened to me in that fight as well.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah.
Most people did say that Shevchenko hands down won round 2, 1 and 3, so it was 2-1 going into championship rounds on the rematch, but round 4 was dicey, and then of course round 5, Shevchenko looked good until one mistake at the very end, which put her underneath Grasso. Not that any damage was done. Yeah, but some judges might look.
Some of the judges think, oh, well, she could around that. If it's a close round, we've kind of got the winner. If you know what I mean.
If you get just because you got them down at the end, it doesn't mean you win the round. You know, but a lot of people might look to that way.
Hopefully, no spinning artillery from Shevchenko again, please. No more spinning artillery. Don't get caught with that again, please.
Yes, just be easy. Take it steady, right? Take it steady. And also, look, I know it was a draw second run.
Yeah.
But it stings a little less when you get a belt wrapped around your waist still, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Grasso could smile all day at that, and yes, they're equally, but I do think it's a bit of saltiness from Shevchenko. Like, she performed as good as the other girl, but the other girl seems to have got rewarded from it still, you know? So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But my question for you on this one quickly, Ashton. Do you think she applies the same strategy? Because Grasso did get taken to the ground a few times by Shevchenko. Shevchenko looks good in those positions until like the very last round. She messed up on it. But do you think she has the same strategy? She's going to deploy a kind of grappling heavy approach?
I think so, because I think we all thought before the very, very first fight that Shevchenko would have the edge striking wise. I think it's the other way around. I think Grasso standing is actually very, very good and surprised a lot of people. And I think Shevchenko mixes takedowns into her fights anyway. But I think, yeah, I think maybe a little bit more she may go for the grappling scenarios. And like you said, I think twice now she's been, I'll use that word again, she's kind of demised her own fights by obviously that ending of the 5th round, and obviously the very first fight they had, going for the spinning kick and getting caught and getting taken down and submitted.
Yeah. It's sometimes her biggest enemy of Shevchenko is actually just herself.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But I do think what was great about that second fight is the corner of Grasso was also telling her to like remain calm, don't rush it, be patient, be poised, and she was. And because Shevchenko very much mostly is as well, she's kind of within herself, measured in her striking, until sometimes she throws something too creative and she doesn't, polish it like well enough.
Exactly,
it catches her off guard, doesn't it? What's the chat say?
Just before you move on, Proxy MMA says, I'm excited just because I felt Shevchenko won the second fight, rounds 1, 3, and 4. So to me, this is a decider.
Yeah, agreed, it is. Or what some people might call it in your position as well, payday.
Yeah.
Because the odds look bad for Shevchenko.
I've never ever seen Shevchenko this much of an underdog. Not to say she's a massive underdog, but obviously Shevchenko has been so dominant for so many years, and for a fight to be a draw and her to be this much of a bit of an underdog, you can get a bit of dollar for.
Yeah. Right.
Just quickly before we move on, sorry. Wow says, got Shevchenko by decision. Thinks she learned from her mistakes and puts it right. The pressure on Grasso with the whole Mexican Independence Day at the Sphere Sorry.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of pressure for the Mexicans on this card, and I do think with Grasso, I think you made a very profound point that probably reaffirmed my confidence in Grasso as well. That she had time, about a year, to calibrate, really focus on what she wants most of all, and literally have opposite her dangled throughout the duration of this year.
Exactly.
That motivation to get it done this time.
That's the word I was looking for last time. Just be a little bit more motivated, because you can be a champion and then defend it, and then sometimes the drive kind of leaves you a little bit. And then obviously having such a close, it's not like she lost a fight against Grasso last time, because obviously they drew. And then 100% having that time off, and then even making it a little bit better to have your opponent in a tough series to maybe get a bit of sort of oust against her and being across from her and getting annoyed with her maybe, or something like that, giving her a bit more drive.
Right.
Over the other side of the octagon, to where week in, week out.
Yeah, no, of course. It's not a bad point to make, actually. Let's go over to the gauges on this one and find out what this looks like on paper then, right? So this, as we said before, it's where the rubber meets the road. I think striking was on point for both of them last time.
Yeah, this is mad as well.
I'm going to go on.
For me, I still think, I know I just said about Grasso maybe getting a little bit of the edge in the striking in their last outing, but I still can't shy away from Shevchenko striking. It's just so good.
Yeah, I think it is too. Shevchenko's striking is very much on point. But what I want to get at is, I don't think there's much else that Grasso can offer up if not her striking. You know what I mean?
Maybe the grappling. Well, no, I say grappling, but it would be sort of in the scrambles, and like how she obviously finished the first fight in the scramble, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, true.
You're very right, because if you were to say who would I give the grappling to, then Shevchenko. Who's going to use it more? It's going to be Shevchenko, and she's going to use that grappling to get it to the mat. And where on Grasso trying to look to advance, as she always does, land a bit of ground and pound, soften her opponent up. And it's mad, like you just said. Yeah, it's hard to think what Grasso would actually get.
True. I'm going to come back to striking on that one, but I'll go to power whilst we're talking about Grasso, because she did drop Shevchenko, I think, twice, or at least once for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Fight. Thinking about it, a jab got her, didn't it?
Yeah, and it sent Shevchenko back. She had to roll back, find her feet again. And I think on a few occasions, it was underneath that power striking or the power element of Grasso, which made the judges probably say, stole the round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
But I would comfortably say speed for Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, agreed.
And then the two hardest ones on this card is cardio and striking. I still don't know which one to go with, either of them. You know,
Yeah, it's mad.
do we split one apiece? But then who should get what?
Because cardio is another one for me. Because obviously, like you said, who's going to have that grit? It could be the Mexican. I don't know.
Mexican
It
grit, you
could
know,
be the Mexican.
it's
But
a thing now. They put it on the map. It's now something that we observe and recognize.
it's
Mexican grit
actually a
is
new
something.
thing we engage.
Yeah, exactly. It's like yeah, it is. It's like Polish power is one thing. Mexican
Yeah.
grit's the other thing. It's just short. It's just known. So okay, potentially Grasso for that grit. Did we think? Yeah, I might go Grasso actually because I think she did find a new gear in the 5th round against Shevchenko.
Ooh.
Shevchenko.
Yeah, I've got to bring this point up while we're talking about the gauges.
Go on.
Boxers MMA says something that is making me change my prediction to Grasso is the massive statistical advantage for the younger fighters in rematches and trilogies in MMA is close to 74%. Ooh, great
Don't
stat
forget,
there, Proxys MMA.
It's a really good stat. Thank you for digging that out. That's super valuable. I love that. But also, rematches. We've already seen the rematch, haven't we?
Yeah,
And-
he said trilogies.
Oh, I did say trilogies. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought because we did see the rematch and she didn't win, but I mean, you could argue she probably did.
And every round they've had has been pretty competitive in the sphere. If rounds are close, can't see Grasso losing a decision, which is sometimes very true. If you're a betting man and you think things are going to be close, then you just got to go for the home person, haven't you? Really?
Yeah. Gotta be safe. Play it safe. No, if you're a better man, you'll go Shevchenko, I think, because
because of the odds, yeah, 100%. But yeah,
odds and chances are good.
But for me, like I said before, I think having the time off that she had, because obviously,
Mm.
let's see the distance between the second fight. When did they fight? How long after did they fight the second time? Because it was in the same year, wasn't it? So the first fight, oh, that wasn't in the same year. It was back in
Yeah,
March.
prior
Was
to
it
that.
March? And then hang
while
on. Oh,
back.
sorry, it's 2022, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, was it? Was it? No.
It was 2023 was last year. And that's when they last fought.
Oh, sugar.
And
Yeah.
then
So yeah,
the year
it
before
was,
that was the
it
first
was
time they fought.
March, and then they fought again, which was the draw, which was
September.
September. So yeah,
23. Yeah.
so yeah, March. Yeah. So a couple of months. That's mad. So obviously she's had over a year off now. To sort of not
Oh, I
off,
see. So that rematch was within the same year. No, you're
yeah,
right. Yeah.
and that's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't
She's
see
had a bit of a year
the-
off now. That's mad.
Yeah, okay.
September 17th, and they're kind of fighting on the same month.
I think
the
you
next
should
year.
also cross-reference that stat to find out how many of those rematches were within the same year of subsequently losing initially as well. Because we saw Volkanovski, and I'm no doubt
Mate, I
he's
was
part
literally
of that.
just about to say Volk.
Yeah,
Volk
he's
doing a
part of
rematch
that
as
stat.
well.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite close proximity to the initial finish. So yeah, maybe that's also needs to be cross-referenced into as well. Maybe that's a playing factor.
Yeah, maybe I think if
But
you lose the
look-
belt, I think you take a year off and then come back. Don't fight straight away.
Take a minute. That's what Izzy did, but I don't think it helped him anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll just say to Proxy, I'm sorry that we're making it far more confusing for you. I mean, he's open to come to a decision. We're just like throwing so many different things out there. I'm going to do this real quickly though. I'm going to land on cardio for the Mexican grit and striking
Yes.
for the bullet.
Yeah,
That is
I agree.
Shevchenko.
I agree with that, mate. I agree with that.
Yeah, just because she does have speed there as well, it's going to look quite good on her feet.
Yeah.
And I have to say round 1 and in round 3, Shevchenko striking. Oh, let's just even focus on round 1. Striking did look
100%. And obviously, if you just joined us and you're looking at us giving grappling to Shevchenko, just want to explain ourselves because obviously everyone's thinking, hang on a minute, Grasso submitted Shevchenko. So how does Shevchenko get grappling? Like the different types of grappling. Obviously, grappling people may think obviously Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappling, but in terms of obviously taking to the opponent to the cage and working on your grappling there, working on grappling on the mat, advancing on the mat, like Shevchenko does and always has. I just think that Shevchenko is going to use her grappling more than Shevchenko. Shevchenko is going to use her grappling more than Grasso. God, I did it. O'Malley and O'Malley.
O'Malley's fighting later.
There we go again. Mad.
Brilliant. No, it's a good point. And you know what's quite interesting about Shevchenko in her fights is that she is the reason she wins it, and also she seems to be the reason she loses it as well.
Yeah.
You know, she gets herself into these situations on the grappling on the ground and she gets choked out, or you know, you do find she does initiate the grappling a lot more. So she does use it to her advantage, but also she pushes it a little bit too far, and it's just kind of worked against her, as we've seen historically.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you for the old stats there, Proxys MMA. Thank you very much.